It's like nothing that you'll ever experience.
A lot of the thing that shifted me towards racing was my inability to stay on tarmac. I had a fairly regular trip to the hedge route. Gave it the beans up the road, got up to about 70, straight through the gate, the wooden gate, smashed it to bits, got about 40 yards into a ploughed field and ended upside down in a heap. So I got 30 quid cheaper.
The adrenaline feeling it puts you in just a different place entirely, you know, what courses through your veins. You know, I grew up in the paddock. Mum and Dad used to race. I have a need for speed.
Just have a wee chat around the folk in there and see what is going on. But I must admit, Lewis Shaw did get the best out of St for a long time. He managed to get a rocket. Not a lot. There's all the fucking beats. Especially with the lack of power.
So we're like halfway through and we're lying fourth in the championship. Probably should be sitting second in the championship. The target now for the remainder of the season is you know, initially it was, you know, if we can finish in the top 5 at the end, that would be great. Well, now it is, you know, I want to finish in the top 3. I want to be in the top 3 fastest men in the country at the end of this year.
Into that first corner, and my wife and everybody else says they always hate watching the first corner, but that is the bit, that's the buzz. If you can get up the inside of somebody or go round the outside of somebody and make 2 or 3 places up off the start line, oh, it's just amazing. It's just amazing. And then the same through the race. If you're catching the boy in front of you, you're going quite quick. If the boy in front of you is getting away, you're not going fast enough. And it doesn't matter if you're doing 20 mile an hour or 100 mile an hour. If the guy in front of you is getting away, yeah, it's not quick enough. Because you've only got 15 minutes to prove yourself. I've never found anything else that quite replicates that. You know, I mean, a lot of say it's like a heroin addiction, you know, the adrenaline rush, and it is to a point, because a lot of boys just can't give it up. And I think if you tried to get that absolute on the limit buzz on the road, you wouldn't last very long. It's not adrenaline at any cost, certainly. It all sort of came crashing round their ears at Knockhill in 2015 at the Jock Taylor Trophy. We were there as reigning Jock Taylor Trophy holders, which we'd won in 2014, which we'd tried for years. Because in Scotland, obviously, Jock Taylor was a big name, you know, a world champion, Scots lad, just the same, just very down-to-earth guy. So to get your name on the Jock Taylor Trophy is a big thing.
Everything was going perfect. The season was fantastic. I think we'd had about seven or 10 British podiums up to that meeting. We'd won the Jock Taylor Trophy the year before, so we went back to sort of defend the title. And I'd always struggled at Knockhill. I never just quite clicked with the circuit. And we'd been there with the British Championship in the June, and I had a disastrous meeting. The bike, I had a problem with the bike, and we never finished the second race. But when we went back for that meeting in the 27th of September, it all clicked. We had a base setting from previous, and the bike was mint, and Rob and I were riding the best we've ever ridden.
Sean Hegarty, who I think was reigning British champion at that time, came up. Sean's from down Suffolk, so I mean it was a big commitment for him to come up. But I'm not sure if he had won it before, but he was certainly keen to win it. And we had never beaten Sean over the entire course of the season. Sean was just in a different league, and Steve was determined we weren't going to let somebody from England take the trophy without a fight.
And then, yeah, we had something that happened that was complete and utter freak.
The last race of the weekend was the trophy race, and we've been getting, Sean was winning everything, and we'd been sort of chipping away, and it came to the first race on the Sunday, and we were getting closer and closer. Sean was leading the race, we were in second place, about 2 seconds behind him, and we were just picking up the speed and getting edging closer every lap, a couple of tenths quicker. We'd actually broken the club lap record by that stage.
At the time on the bike, I knew exactly what had happened. You know, it's like slow motion. Coming into Clark's Corner, you're third and you hook fourth, and then you're really late apex, really late on the brakes, and come back to third. And as I come back to third, we then had the problem.
Halfway around, I don't know what lap it would be, about lap 6 or 7 of a 10 lap race. Came through the chicane and come up to Clark's Corner, which is uphill, and it's turning right over a blind crest. And I could see Sean Hegarty in front of us, and I thought, yeah, we were visibly catching him. And I can remember getting up the straight, and at the point where you brake and knock it down a couple of gears to turn in to go over the hill, and I just remember thinking, Christ, we're going a bit hot in here. And at that second, bang, the bike just turned left, and the next thing I knew, it was just mid-air, cartwheeling in mid-air, and bang, straight into the tyre wall, and it was just massive impact, and again just had that ragdoll feeling of just cartwheeling and landing in a heap.
The blipper jammed, and I knew straight away, big swear word, and I tried to deal with the problem, but it happened to be, it's just the way things happen in life. It was the one corner where there's limited runoff, where I didn't have any time to then do anything with it. I tried to then scrub the speed through the gravel. That was my next option. I knew that it wasn't staying on the track, so was to slow it down as best I could, but the circuit, it rises and it comes to a crest at that particular corner, so as soon as we left the circuit and clipped the curb over the top, it got air under the bike, and we were doing 100 miles an hour anyway, and it just cleared the gravel trap. We never even touched it, and then that was it. Then it was braced for impact, really. I can still see it now, coming straight for the fence and the airbags, and that was the rest is history, I suppose.
And stopped lying in a heap, of course, completely winded, just totally disorientated. I don't know if I was knocked out. I probably was unconscious for 10 seconds, something like that. I can remember lying on my back, kind of lying on my side and waking up and thinking, Jesus Christ, that was big. And as you do when you're in a bike racer, the first thing you do, you wiggle the fingers and you wiggle the toes. Wiggled the fingers, I thought, yeah, that's all right. And I thought, can't feel the toes. That's not good. And I can't remember. Somebody said I tried to get up, but I don't think I ever did. And I can remember lying there thinking, I can't feel my legs. And the marshal ran over, and I can remember the first thing I said to him, I says, look, I can't feel my legs. I can't move my legs. So he, top training, whatever they do, was absolutely bang on. He just backed off, opened the visor on my helmet, and says, right, stay there, don't move. Next thing, medics, everybody else is around me. And then, it all becomes a bit blurry after that, because they sort of lie there, they talk you to you, you get a big dose of morphine, and that just spaces you out. And then the next thing, it's that sort of, you're in that sort of psychedelic phase of you can see light and dark, and you can feel yourself getting moved, but you're not really aware of what's going on. And then after that, it was medical centre and then ambulance. We got taken to the accident emergency in Dundee, and then from there on, I think that it was just a realisation that this is yeah, this is big, this is real, this is bad. And as I say, I was in there for about a week, and by the time, I mean, I knew instantly that things were badly wrong, but you obviously don't know how bad it's going to be. But by the time the doctors had come around 2 or 3 times, and nobody will ever say to you, you are paralysed. They come to you and they say, you will have life-changing injuries. And nobody will say anything else than that. And it means the same thing, but obviously then, I mean, I think psychologically a lot of people can't handle being told you're paralysed. But I knew what had happened, so.
Getting back on the bike I took my time. I was probably fit enough, well I was fit enough for sure, I was probably fit enough by mid 2016. But I took my time. It took a lot. It took a lot to readjust to. Rob and I are really close, and it took a lot to adjust to. The change. So I took my time coming back. Had a wee boy with my wife, and sorted out. Moved into a different house, and just got life sort of back on track, got work back on track, and then I was ready. I got to 2017, and I was ready. The bike was ready. We took our time with that.
In my own mind, I accepted the consequences.
When I rode the bike for the first time at East Fortune, I think everybody thought that he might not want to do this. He might ride this once, and that'll be it.
You're talking about how shit life is, and you've just got to laugh about it.
It's like an old pair of slippers. You sat in it, and it just felt right.
It's marginal gains now. You're never going to find. You're not just got to find a second a lap. You have to find 10 things that will give you a 1/10 of a second a lap.
When there's tenths of a second between you, it's absolutely fantastic. Overtaking becomes a bit more of an art form, which I really enjoy.